What is up, my beautiful mangoes? My name is the Iron Mango, and today I am joined by Zombie Wars SMT for another brand new Five Nights at Freddy's 4 discussion / theory video sort of thing. How are you doing today, Zombie?
I'm feeling pretty amazing, and again, feeling pretty hyped about FNAF 4 based off the things that we know about it. DLC.
Yeah, I'm excited. We do think that there's actually going to be a DLC for Five Nights at Freddy's 4. We think that the teaser that was released a little while ago saying the final chapter and then 10/31/15 for the date, we believe that is actually going to be a DLC that comes out on Halloween Day, as we have been updated about the release date of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and that it's going to be coming out August 8th, 2015. Get hyped, guys. Get hyped. It's going to be awesome, isn't it, Zombie?
It's going to be really awesome. I mean, the fact alone, like, Scott did email me. He said that the game is coming out earlier than expected, and he's also going to release more stuff on Halloween. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool when you think about it. I mean, it's more stuff. I mean,
it's more Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, who doesn't love Five Nights at Freddy's, you know?
More Five Nights at Freddy's. That's the thing about it. So basically, what we really think about this is that we really feel like the game itself, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, is not going to be called Five Nights at Freddy's 4 the final chapter, due to the fact that it's not going to be the final thing of Five Nights at Freddy's. And now we don't mean another game. It is the last game, but we mean it won't be the final thing of Five Nights at Freddy's. However, the IndieDB page does still say the final chapter. But then again, the IndieDB page also hasn't been updated to have the release date. Anyways, that being said, we really do think that Scott Cawthon is teasing the words final chapter, though, still for the DLC coming for Five Nights at Freddy's on October 31st, as confirmed by Scott Cawthon. So, I mean, like I said, final chapter, like I said, it isn't the last of Five Nights at Freddy's for the actual game itself, so it would really make no sense to call it the final chapter when it isn't the final chapter. So
yeah, because we think that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is actually going to be a prequel to all of the other games, as shown in our other theory videos. You can check those out if you guys haven't already, explaining how, like, all the house looks like it's an old house. It looks like the things are going to be taking place before possibly the Bite of 87. I don't know, guys. We think it's going to be a prequel, though, and then we think that the final chapter wouldn't really be a good title for a prequel, and none of the other Five Nights at Freddy's games have really had, like, real, like, actual names, I guess you could say, to them. But essentially, we think that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is going to be just called Five Nights at Freddy's 4. As you can see at the end of the trailer, it just says Five Nights at Freddy's 4. There's no the final chapter at the end of the actual trailer. So we believe that the final chapter is going to be a DLC. I'm excited for a DLC, guys. Not gonna lie. And also the teaser trailer, or the teaser that Scott Cawthon put on his website, it does have Nightmare Freddy holding a top hat, and that top hat looks very, very similar to the top hat that's seen in the newspaper at the end of the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 game. You want to go into a little more detail about that, Zombie?
So yeah, as you guys know, the top hat, when you beat the Five Nights at Freddy's game, there's a top hat that was remaining, and it even appeared on Scott's website. As you all know, the place burned down, a lot of things were obviously destroyed, and whatever was salvaged was put up for auction. Now, with that being said, not only do we have the hat that returns, which I'll go to that in a bit, but you also have Springtrap, which also appears in a newspaper along with other items as well. When you brighten it up, you'll see Springtrap there in the background, which I don't know why he would hide that if it had no meaning. So, you know, but with that being said, he also did update it as well, where the hat was on his website. Then the hat went missing for a few days, and then it appeared with Nightmare Freddy holding a top hat, and it was all destroyed almost, and it was like really broken, and it was pretty crazy. And like I said, the fact that he hid stuff in the newspaper about this really makes me feel like the DLC to Five Nights at Freddy's is literally going to be the final chapter of the Five Nights at Freddy's, the final parts of the game, and the final installment that we'll get in the DLC to the game. It's going to be after Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Yeah, we think it's going to be taking place after all the other games, after the auction at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. We think that Springtrap is definitely going to be making a return in that game, or in the DLC of this Five Nights at Freddy's 4 game. And then we also believe that the Nightmare animatronics, or at least Nightmare Freddy, will be playing a role in the final chapter, as well as he was on the teaser. But I think that's going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, definitely be sure to slap that like, like button and that little button that says subscribe. Which you got Zombie Wars. If you guys haven't already. And the last words right now, Zombie Wars.
Well, hopefully you guys on my side and Mango side did enjoy the video. If you guys haven't already on my side checked out Mango, that would be appreciated. And also, if you haven't checked out my channel as well, it would be very appreciated as well. But comment down below, guys, what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that the DLC will even be after Five Nights at Freddy's 3? What do you guys personally want to see in the DLC? That's what really matters most, is what we want to see and what makes sense for the DLC to be. Because as you guys all know, it's a big part of Five Nights. It's the final thing we'll get for the game. So it's going to have to be important. Like, it can't just be anything. So thank you so much.
It's definitely going to be playing a huge role in the actual game, like in the actual storyline, the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 storyline. But we think that it's going to be an awesome DLC. I think the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 game is going to be an awesome game as well. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video and have a nice, safe, wonderful day.
Peace out.